Hi, I'm Jeff, and this is my van, Lucy. I grew up playing hockey, like a regular family, lived in a neighborhood. Parents, they encourage you to grow up and okay, time to go to university. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Ended up going to school and I got interested in investment banking. I was wearing light colored polo shirts and suits every day and kind of spiraled a little bit out of control. I was doing more investing online on my own than going to school. I just didn't have any passions or anything like that. I was literally just trying to make as much money as I could. And I got fat and I got really depressed. I don't know, you just look in the mirror one day and you're sort of like, holy shit, what am I doing? That is not how I want to spend my rest of my 20s, in a suit being somebody's bitch. So I bailed. I sold everything, put it in one bank account, deleted Facebook and email, and just dropped off the grid, moved to Costa Rica. I applied for a visa in Australia and moved to Australia by myself. I was gonna go for 3 months and make some more money and keep traveling, and ended up staying for 5 years. I lived in a van for a few months when I lived in Australia. You're moving around so much anyways. Why are you paying rent in one spot and then paying for a car to drive around? So when I moved back here and I wanted to start a business, I wanted to be able to work remotely and have a cheap way to travel around and surf. This is Lucy. She's a 2014 40 250 X U-Haul van. She's got 65,000 kilometers on her right now. So I got two 100-watt solar panels up top. They feed 185 amp hours of battery and an inverter. So I have 120 volt electricity in the back. That also powers a water pump, charges laptops, phone, cameras, the whole deal. Seems to be more than enough electricity. Got the company's insignia on it, obviously. Got to represent. Roof racks, I got them for free. Old ladder racks off like a tradie van. I grinded off all the attachments for the ladders and unhooked them, which left a whole bunch of holes in the top of the roof rack. So when you're driving down the highway, it was like high-pitched screaming down the whole van. So I had to caulk all of the holes and then just spray painted them all black to not make it look as shit. Also, back windows, took inspiration from a sailboat, which is kind of the end game one day. So I put portholes in the back windows. So welcome to the inside of my home. Another wicked van life hack is a changing towel. This thing is a lifesaver. I don't know what I would do without this. My sister bought it for me. So it's literally just a giant towel with a hood on it. Yeah, you don't have to flash any kids when you're getting in and out of your wetsuit. Camelback, also an essential for hiking and backcountry. Got a little garbage can here, dry food storage, and then come on in. When the storm is raging in your head, when you feel there's nothing more ahead, the hills they seem all green, but they hide all the monsters. Installed a light switch on the wall, which also powers these. We even have a little bit of mood lighting for guests. All my food storage and clothes and everything is up here, so cooking utensils, more food storage. That's all my clothes up there. Cooler. This is an electric cooler, so it runs off of the batteries as well. Works super good. If it's sunny out, it'll run it all day. If it's not, you gotta buy ice because it won't charge up enough to power the cooler for 24 hours. This partition was pretty tough to build. I wanted to block off the back of the van completely from the front because I knew I was gonna be spending a lot of time in cities. I wanted it to be as stealthy as possible. And then right here is all of our batteries. We got one battery behind the seat and one battery back here. Solar controller and inverter are all there. I hooked up both batteries to the alternator and then put a switch in the dashboard. So when I'm driving, I can switch it on. I originally had a double bed in here. The more I traveled, the more I realized that I didn't need a double bed, and it was way better to have floor space and be easier to move around, so ditched it. There's a piece that went down here and then flipped up and actually made a couch, and now we have a single bed. Under the bed is just all storage, so both my surfboards go underneath there. I left this end open, which was awesome. At the start, you're kind of like, oh, I might not need it, it'll just be for surfboards, but literally the more you travel, the more you realize every single inch of space in this is useful. So I left this open, and that's where I keep all fresh water I also put shoes underneath there. Just anything that I don't want to clutter up floor space or get stuff dirty just gets tucked under there. Fins, mask, wetsuits. Keep them under the bed so they don't stink up the van. This is just a straight regular roof vent. I didn't get the one with the fan, which was a mistake. Definitely go with the fan. The best setups I've seen, which if I did it all over again I would do, has 2 roof vents, one in the back and one in the front with alternating fans. It basically acts like air conditioning and keeps the air flowing in here. These little ringlets, it's summertime so we don't have it in, but this is actually where my snowboard hangs. It doesn't fit underneath with 2 surfboards, just 2 straps around the bottom of the snowboard. From there, it just hangs right over top of you. As long as you don't wake up quick, it's perfect. This is the infamous salad bowl sink. This thing's a lifesaver. I don't have to wash dishes outside anymore. Inside there, I have a dirty water storage tank. Underneath here is all storage for camping stuff, chairs, any big stuff, camera gear, everything under there. Up here is my Bluetooth speaker, water tank for the pump. Wrapped insulation around it. That's a good hack. If your water tank's gonna be anywhere near the outside of your van, wrap it with insulation because it'll freeze in the winter or it'll become super hot and terrible tasting in the summer. In the back doors, I have number 1, surfboard storage, snowboard storage underneath the bed. Also have my mom bought me an oven mitt. I'm still not sure how I'm gonna use that, but I feel bad and I haven't thrown it out. I got a roll-out grill on drawer tracks for barbecuing. All the propane underneath there. This was a post-trip install as well. I originally was gonna cook up here, but that's one of those things you don't really think through because then you're trying to cut stuff over top of where you're grilling. This is a water pump. This just runs off the DC battery. Acts as a shower, also cleans dishes inside in the sink. The water tank holds about 35 liters total. It's a, I don't want to say what the name is because I actually wouldn't recommend it to anybody. It took me a while to actually get it to, I had to hang that up there so it didn't leak. First time I did it, it drained out all underneath the floorboards. It was a disaster, but lesson learned, we got there in the end. Sewed the curtains myself. I learned how to sew in the clothing brands. This is a major hack that I haven't seen on a lot of other vans. Is I installed a roll down screen. So when you're cooking out at the back of the van or just hanging out and playing music, the bugs always get attracted to your lights, and then it's a battle to go to sleep without getting eaten alive. So installed a roll down and roll up screen. Just glued it to a piece of trim. Literally super glued it. And then, yeah, those are shoelaces. That's pretty much it. This cheese is small and beautiful. Lifestyle Over Luxury is the company. We make eco-conscious clothing in Canada and clean up a bag of trash off BC beaches with every purchase right now. I worked in retail a little bit in Australia. Everything that came with sustainable attached to it was 3 times the price of anything else. I just thought that the only way, if you're going to make a difference across an entire industry, is to make it affordable for the average person. I went in with rose-colored glasses on and thought it was going to be this like dreamy, you know, live in a van and surf and sell clothes online, but it's definitely not that. It's definitely not that easy. But it's been awesome. I mean, I get asked this a lot. People have hit me up. I'm thinking about making a change in my life. You know, how did you go about this? How did you go about that? I think the biggest thing that I say from the outset always is like, what's your motivation? Why are you doing this? If you're just running from a problem, if it's an escape, then maybe that's not the right answer. If it's a desire, then definitely pursue it. Try it out first. Rent a van, do it for a few weeks, make sure you can hack it. There's all these beautiful Instagram posts out the back doors and girls in bikinis, and yeah, there's some of that, but there's also like, you know, crapping in the woods and not having running water, freezing your ass off when it's, you know, -2 out. There's a lot of things that, you know, don't get posted on social media that are like struggles. It's all worth the freedom, for sure. Life's pretty precious and it can be taken away at any time, and I wouldn't be able to live where the last 10 years I dedicated to doing something that I didn't really like so I could get somewhere. I like to think that if I died tomorrow, I'd be happy with how I live my life today.